What's going on, everybody? Today is Thursday, and I want to talk to you guys about my house and the story behind it because, well, it'll all make sense in a little bit. So if you guys can just stay tuned, we'll get to it. But the reason behind this video is I was eating my lunch and hanging out today. Weather's really windy and cold out, and I was watching videos on this guy who does real estate. Big real estate, like he'll buy like millions of dollars worth of a house at once, right? $7-8 million houses, huge like apartment buildings and stuff. He's into real estate. And it made me think, you know what, I'm gonna make a video because, believe it or not, you watch these people who are millionaires and stuff like that. Ruby, this is Ruby. Yeah. You watch these people that are real estate people, and they have tons of money, right? Real estate is a lucrative market. Well, they had to start somewhere, right? They weren't just born with $1 million in their pocket. Maybe some of them were, but a lot of them weren't. So they're very self-made in that industry. So, so this is just my little story, and if you take it into account, you can see how quickly you can flip-flop stuff to make money in real estate. And by the way, May, who is sitting right there, you can kind of see her head, she's 8 years old today. So happy birthday, May. Anyways, so this is the story on my house. So my grandpa was in real estate for his career, and he used to buy foreclosed houses, flip them, as it's called, and sell them. Well, my mom and dad also did that too. So when I told him that I was looking for a house, we got on the topic of you should get a foreclosure house, but a nice one. But foreclosures are really good starter homes because they're cheap. They teach you in a way of how to do some household repairs because they're not perfect, and when they're cheap, you get, in a way, instant equity because you just took a house that the bank is selling for a lesser value and you moved into it. So now it's more value because you moved into it. You get that instant equity, if you will. It's almost like if you let a credit card go to collections, the settlement is what the difference is, right? So you're getting such an amount of house for less of a price, right? Ruby, you can't be up here. So, with that being said, he showed me a couple houses, and this one here really spoke to Sam and I, because of all the houses that we talked and looked at, they needed a little more work than this place. And I told him, I said, you know, I'm okay with doing some work, but I don't need to be doing a ton. So one house in particular that's not far from here was, I believe they want about $64,000 for it. But if it was all fixed up, it would only be worth about 80, 90. And it was a very small, cute house, but there was no equity in it. So when you did the repairs, it wasn't worth your time, if you will. But you would get to live there for free, right, at the end of the day. So when he showed us this house is built in 1998, and like the other houses we looked at were built in like the 60s. So she's being very curious today. So it was much newer. The price was a little more, but regardless, it was a good deal because the previous people didn't rob it of all of its appliances. They didn't, you know, cut huge holes in the walls. It's you know, had some wear and tear, if you will. And we're still working on those issues today, but it was a good deal. So this house, like I said, was built in 1998. The appraisal said it had 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and they wanted 95 or 96. When we first looked at it, I think it was almost $100,000 is what they wanted for it. When we first looked at it, and then when we looked at it again, it had dropped down to, I believe, 92, just around 92,000. So a very, very good deal. So when we came in and we looked at this place, we seen, oh, it has 4 bedrooms 1 3/4 bath. Downstairs has a full bathroom, but it's a stand-up shower, so it's 3/4. And so we're like, wow, you know, you can see the equity. So we went ahead, we pulled the trigger, everything went awesome, and we got the house right around Christmas time, which was a great time to buy because there was very little competition, because as my grandpa says, everybody has Santa Claus on their mind. Nobody wants to buy a house around Christmas time. So if you're thinking of buying a house and you don't want much competition, maybe consider buying around Christmas time. So we bought the house, we moved in. Of course, you have to do the typical, the electricity was already on, so I had to get the gas put on, and I had to get the water and sewer turned on. And with the gas on the meter, there was a little leak. They use a super sensitive sniffing device for gas leaks, and there's a little leak, so I had to have them come out and fix that. But all said and done, when they came out and turned on the gas or whatever, at first we thought the furnace wasn't working, so the furnace guy came out, and then he came out again after the fact, but they tuned up our furnace for the cost. It was like under $200, and so that's working great now. And everything's been good ever since. So what does that mean? Well, the value of this property is viewed based on houses around with similar statistics: 4 bedrooms, 1 3/4 bath, 2-stall garage with additional portion on the garage with the workbench. You guys have seen that. It has a finished basement, wood floors down there, kind of a wet bar down there. If you haven't seen the house, go to the Joe and Zach Survival page and look up, I think it's like tour of Zachary's new house. And that's when we first moved in. That was like the day of when we moved in. So it's completely, relatively empty in here. But with a little bit of paint, right, we are working on getting new carpet in here. I'd love to get new laminate floors, but we'll see. I kind of am drawing the line of, like, you know, you want to fix a place up enough to sell it and make your money, but you don't want to fix it up luxury and put tiles, because you have to ask yourself, is that this house? This house here is an in-town house. I don't think it needs to be completely beautifully luxurized. So if I can get away with just doing the carpet, I will, because these floors are fine. they're not perfect, but they're good enough. You know, central air, heat, all of it. So it's a very modern house with appliances and such. So with the analytics, I guess, of houses around here with similar statistics, it says that the market value on this house is somewhere around like 140 to maybe 160 at most currently. So even if I take the low range and say that it's 130, which I think would be a very easy buy for anybody looking to get a house with 4 bedrooms. 130 right now. I've been paying on my mortgage now for a couple of years, so that's down around 85. And so it's that 95, 105, 115, 125. So you're talking $45,000 worth of equity, minus perhaps realtor fees and stuff like that. And as time goes on, you know, it will get more because I'm paying less and the assessment will go up. But, you know, that's why I say foreclosures are good, because if you're not afraid to get your hands dirty and maybe fix some stuff, or you know people, like the roof was bad on the house, so my dad was nice enough to come up here and with his guys and fix it. That would have cost me probably, who knows, 5 or 10 grand through some sort of construction company, but through my dad, it was make him lunch. You know, he did it kind of, I guess, as like a move-in gift, and it was a really, really nice thing that he did for us. And it only ended up costing me about $1,200 worth of shingles, and unfortunately, I was going to get up there and help them so I would learn something, but just the weekend prior to them coming up, I was in the emergency room because I wiped out my back out in the garage. So if you guys watched the shingling video on Joe and Zach's survival of the house, I've gotten a lot of flack. Why isn't he up there helping? Well, my back was pretty torn up, if you will. I was on pain meds and such, so that was why. But regardless, yeah, so say you flipped this house and you made $40,000. Let's say you bought another house, right? So now you have a $20,000 down payment, which is, you know, you can get away with that. And then, which is, yeah, you can get away with that easily. And then, well, you have 20 grand in the bank. So then you buy your next house, you throw 20 grand at it right away, live in there for a couple years and sell that. Let's say you flip that one, you get another even $20,000. So you walk away with that one now with $60,000. And let's say you do that a couple more times. Pretty soon you're buying houses cash, flipping them cash, selling them cash. And then there's also the secondary route that a lot of people go, and that's to rent. So this 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house would probably rent for, I think it says like $1,200. Maybe you could get like $1,400, but even at $1,200, I would profit for $500 minimum, and that's money in the bank, right? So now you're paying your mortgage down, so you're increasing your equity, and you're getting $500 a month income to go against your next house. So let's say you buy a second house, and the mortgage is also $800. Well, now it's only a $300 mortgage. So now you're living there for $300 while paying off this place and fixing up that place. So if you do that and then you rent that one out, there's like 3 main avenues: renting, selling, or I guess 2 main avenues. And yeah, so right now Sam and I are at a crossroads because we're experiencing what I would call growing pains. My garage is full, our house is full. Like, we have we really need a bigger kitchen because we have a lot of nice stuff in here, but it's really crowded feeling, to me at least. It's homey, but it's crowded. And you know, I wouldn't say we need any more bedrooms, but a little more space for a living room would be nice, you know. And I would love to have a attached garage and then possibly like a 1-stall shop that I could put all my tools in and have like a workspace to go. And I'd like a bigger yard so we could get a camper, or just so I don't have to be so, you know, I could put the trailer in the back and forget about it, kind of a thing. So that's where we stand. I don't know when it's going to happen. We're not done doing what we got to do to this house yet, but we're getting closer. And yeah, but that's kind of the story behind this house. And I was watching all those realtor shows and it got me thinking about it. So if you're young and looking to get a house, just go get one. It's a lot easier than you think it could be. They have tons of loan programs. You can go RD, you can go FHA, you can do all sorts of stuff. And most of the time they can get you in a house even if you don't have a down payment, because you got your first time home buyer loans, which don't require a down payment. They will assist you with that. So look into it. It's way cheaper. We were paying for an apartment that was $850 a month. I think $850, yeah. And this place here a month is a little over $700. So we're saving over $100 a month, and we have twice the bedrooms, and I have a garage and land, and I'm not paying someone else's mortgage, I'm paying my mortgage. So it's investing in yourself. Alright, I'm going to keep this under 15 minutes. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later.